What's up, guys? I'm Brian Altano. I'm here with Allison Rapp from Nintendo, and today I am a very, very happy, very grown 5-year-old boy because I am seeing Super Mario Maker in front of me for the very first time. It's got a brand new title.
Yes.
And you can make an infinite amount of Mario games using this, which means that I never have to ask you for another Mario sequel. I can just make them myself.
Okay, do you want me to put that on record?
You can
Brian
put that on the box.
never wants another Mario game.
No, wait, no. Not like this is off to a bad start. So Super Mario Maker, tell me about this. How did this come together?
So Super Mario Maker is this awesome idea of just wanting people to get creative using these Mario tools that they've been familiar with for so long. And so what we're doing right now is we're hopping into the online kind of course world.
Right.
And what course world is it's something new that we're talking about this E3. And what you can do is you can hop in and you can find courses from people all over the world. So you can do things like sort by creator. You can do things like sort by difficulty. So for example, how many, what the percentage is of people who complete a stage.
Yeah.
That determines what difficulty it is. So when you create a stage, as the creator, you aren't like, my stage is hard as crap. You know, you don't decide that. What decides that is how many people complete your stage.
Sure. So you basically have to throw this thing out to some of the best Mario players in the entire world.
Right.
And let them be the judge.
Right, and so if 5% of the people who play your stage complete it, it's really hard. And so when you sort, then when you go into play, you can say, I really want to play the hardest stages you've got. And so it'll sort by that. Or maybe if 95% of the people who play your stage complete it, then it might get sorted into the easier ones. Which is what I would search for.
So we saw this, you guys had a Nintendo World Championships the other day.
Yeah.
And this game demoed very well. It's one of those things, you put it in front of a crowd of people. We had it on in our IGN war room, and there was 100 people in there just shouting and screaming. Okay, right off the bat, this is crazy, this is not canon,
super crazy.
This is illegal, you shouldn't be doing any of this. What is it? What is that? What is
so
Bowser
what
doing
you
in that?
just saw is, I feel like they've changed this since I last saw it.
See, they're keeping you on your toes,
They
too.
are. So
who is that ghost? What do you do? What have you done to Mario?
What you're seeing is, first of all, you're not Mario. Well, I mean, you are, but you're Mario in a costume, because apparently we're all about costumes right now.
Wait, is that true? Is that an actual story detail that we can confirm?
It's Mario costume. It's Mario.
Mario is wearing a Link suit right there. He's wearing his skin? Are you nuts? This is great. Okay,
so creepy.
So now we have elements from Super Mario 1 all over the place, but we're also seeing bob-ombs that did not appear in that game.
Yeah. So what's really cool, or one of the really cool things, is if you're like a diehard Mario fan and you've been growing up with it since the very beginning, you'll notice elements that were never in the original pop up. So for example, you got bob-ombs. I think boos, right, were never in the original. Or was it chain chomps? Can't remember.
They're just throwing out Kurito's shoes everywhere.
So they have went back and made sprites for that, which is super awesome.
Yeah.
So your Link. And the way that we did that is there's something called the mystery mushroom. And the mystery mushroom is this really cool item where, you're making a level. And you've got normal mushrooms that you can put into question blocks, or you can have Lakitu spit stuff out. So there's this mystery mushroom item. And what the mystery mushroom does is it can change you into the costume of a different character. So for example, in the digital event we saw, I think we saw Link. We're seeing Link right now.
So the Wii Fit Trainer.
We saw Wii Fit Trainer, which is hilarious. I believe we saw Isabelle, right?
Yeah.
And so.
What?
Oh snap!
How are you so calm right now? All of this looks highly illegal. None of this should be happening.
Sarah has been practicing. Sarah's our game player. She's been practicing. She aced this level.
Where did Sarah find this level?
I'm looking at you, Sarah. This mystery mushroom. And what's really cool about the mystery mushroom item is that you can also use your amiibo. And we're not giving too many details about how exactly you unlock all the costumes. We're saving that, but
that's good to know. I may or may not know. I have a cousin that has all of the amiibos.
A cousin, yeah.
That he looks like me. He might call stores all the time.
Is his name Brian?
No.
It's
yes, 100%. Yes, I'm fully addicted.
His name
I have all
Ryabin.
of them. So I'm glad you guys are giving me an excuse to do more than just keep them on my shelf.
Yeah.
Or take over my entire bedroom.
And what's cool, my entire house. What's also good is that you don't necessarily need all the amiibo to use the mystery mushroom. So you can still use the mystery mushroom without the amiibo. But if you are an amiibo fanatic like Brian's cousin,
yes,
you'll have a little bit more goodies to play with.
Okay, so this looks terrifying.
Yeah. So We have a whole bunch of stages. Some of these are going to be, well, all of these are going to be playable on the show floor this year. So these are just a couple. And what we've done is we've had some awesome Nintendo folks, like some in the Treehouse, some devs, just put together some of their fun little creations.
It really looks like Bowser staffed up. He hired some new people to help.
Yeah.
He's not sending out one Goomba at a time anymore. He's sending out an entire army.
Right. Well, what I like to do, because I'm not a very good creator, right?
Yeah.
I'm really suck at creating. So what I really like to do, and this is the only thing I know how to do, is just I have a stage, I can do whatever I want. Okay, I'll just throw 30 Goombas in. That's creative, right? So that's kind of the stage that I would make, but they do it a little bit more creatively.
And that's really cool because I'm the kind of guy, I work all day doing this incredibly difficult job of watching other people playing video games and then making snarky comments about them.
I'm doing it for you.
And then I go home and I want to make a video game. I want to play a video game.
Right,
so now I know that thousands of people all over the world, or millions, will be making Mario games for me.
Yeah. No, actually, that's really cool. And that's one of the reasons that I'm getting so excited about Super Mario Maker is because, when we first talked about it, it's make your own. And I was like, I'd love to, but I stink.
This is impossible, by the way. You have to pull this one down because no one can possibly.
Right.
Stage.
Yeah, Sarah, I bet she can. I'm counting on you. So where was I going? Oh yeah, so the online community, right? So what's really cool is that with this introduction of the online community, where you can sort, you can view these stages from people all over the world. You can play their stages, you can rate their stages. That to me is really exciting because I love seeing what kind of just creativity that other people have that I don't have. Now I will never have in my whole life.
Give yourself some credit.
I am an idiot.
Don't just come on our show and beat yourself up in front of everybody. That is, come on. So now Nintendo's been working with a lot of third parties on sort of hybrid games, right?
Yeah.
Where we've seen Hyrule Warriors and Star Fox is being developed by someone mysterious that you probably can't tell me about.
Oh.
Maybe you will later if you keep watching IGN.
Oh, snap.
Now, is there any plans, or is it just in my dreams to maybe have Nintendo work with some famous developers on developing Mario stages?
That is a really good idea.
That you're stealing. And you're making a reality. That's
Do
what
you
you're
want
saying,
me
right?
to steal it?
No, I want to give it to you.
Say the idea, and then be like, you can't use this idea.
Wait a minute, hold on. I don't think that holds up in court. I can totally give you an idea, and you don't have to run away and legally own it
Fine,
forever.
I won't tell anybody that Brian had a great idea.
Okay, I have an idea. You give me $1 million. And now you have to do that idea because that's how ideas work.
I don't know why I check my watch. That's not where I keep my money.
So let's take
It's a good idea, though. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. That's why you're stealing it.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at another completely insane psychopath level made by a crazy
Actually,
evil person.
What are we showing? I can't remember.
What is
Sarah
Hard Hats
knows.
Required?
Hard Hats Required? Are we showing that one? Are we? I don't remember. You know what we're showing.
I like how in
Sarah
between
knows.
it shows people exercising just to really
right?
hit home how difficult this game
there's one
is.
where somebody, instead of holding the knees, is holding the person's feet, and the person is like...
Oh, I do that move all the time.
Which apparently is a real exercise.
Really?
Somebody told me, but
Okay,
I don't believe it because I don't believe that that's actually possible.
Let me tell you a secret about exercise. You could tell me any exercise, and I would believe it's a real exercise.
You can jump to the moon.
That's not an exercise. I'm stealing that idea.
Okay,
all right,
so
so
this is a
right
really
off
good
the bat,
one.
there's no floor.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you
This
people?
one's called Leap of Faith. And
How?
so she's shimmying down, and you can see that there's only... This is an extremely short stage. But there's only one little spot that you can jump to hit
Is
the
she
hit
really
the
going to
pole.
do this? Oh, my God.
Are you going to do it on the
Oh
first
my
try,
God.
Sarah?
No! Not even close.
Oh, did you see those little X's when she died?
Yes.
So the little X's are where other people who've played that stage online have also died.
Oh, so it's like
so
Dark
you're
Souls.
able to see, so you're able to see, oh, I suck here. Well, everybody else does too. It's okay.
That's good to know. That makes me feel better when I know that I suck with everyone else.
Right. Or if it's just you and there's no X's around, you know that.
Oh, my God. She did it.
Great
and
job,
you get
Sarah.
10 coins and a 1-up. So that's the entire stage. It's just one.
That is the entire stage.
Psychotic.
You could make something as easy as that. Or you could make something like the Adventure of Link one that you saw earlier.
You call that easy. I disagree with you. That looked very difficult.
Actually, how many times did you practice that, Sarah? 1 million? 3. She says 3. Okay.
She was hired specifically by
pretty sure I
Nintendo
just
to play
spit.
that stage for 3 months straight.
Yeah. I'm spitting on your stage.
It's okay. We do it all the time. So there
All
are
right, what are we seeing now?
there are infinite possibilities
Oh,
here.
we're
Now
seeing
we're actually
creation.
looking at the level creator. So we see
Yeah.
enemies, we see all the different block types.
Right. So there's different types. So you can switch, basically like generation.
Yeah.
So you can have the original Super Mario Brothers. You can have Super Mario Bros. 3. We've got Super Mario World, which is one of my personal faves.
Yeah, me too.
And then we've also got New Super Mario Brothers U.
Where's Mario 2? That's a weird one. I know you guys don't like to talk about that one because you can throw plants in that game, and that's sacrilegious.
I'm gone. That's it. This interview is over.
All right, so we have an underwater stage.
Yeah,
Mario's
so
just
you
walking
can
around
also
in.
switch these themes. So when you're creating, you can only have one course type, so basically like one course generation
Sure.
in a stage. But you can have multiple themes. So you could, for example, start out in a ghost house.
Yep.
And you could set a pipe down or a door. You know, doors are huge in the ghost houses. And you can have that door or pipe lead to a different theme. So you could start out in a ghost house, go to like underwater,
That's awesome.
go to a regular ground level. So let's see what Sarah's doing. Looks like we're starting with the basic template.
Yep.
So she's using the palette, and right now we're showing off 2 rows of the palette. There's all of those rows get filled out, except for the bottom row. Sarah, can we see the palette again? Yeah, so we fill up to 5.
So all
that'll
of
be
it-
in the full game.
All of these things,
In the final game.
she's hiding all of them inside that block there.
Which block thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's pulling stuff that you wouldn't normally get to put in a block
Yeah.
into a block, which is also one of the things I do because I'm not creative. Like, what can I put in the block?
What about a fish? Can you put a fish in a block?
Which kind of fish?
That's the answer to that question. So
Let's
it's not
try.
only yes,
Do we have Cheep Cheeps? Can it go in the block? Yeah.
but you can put a fish in a block in this game. We
You
can shut it
also
down. That's the
shake.
game of 83 right
We're
there.
done. We're done. You can also shake some items to make them do different things. So, for example, you can shake this little Koopa Troopa, and he becomes a red Koopa Troopa. And the difference is,
He's
green
furious now.
He is so ticked at you. So, right, red Koopa Troopas don't like fall off of ledges, so it makes it a little bit trickier. And you can do that with other items as well. Like maybe it's a what are they called? It's like a conveyor belt
Yeah.
thing. You can change the direction. All kinds of things.
So you're really utilizing the Wii U gamepad for everything here. This is something
Yeah.
that would really only be possible with that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
actually, I really appreciate the intuitiveness of sitting there and actually drawing out levels.
Yeah, I mean, so for example, like if you're placing blocks, you don't have to place one at a time. You can drag.
Sure.
Erasing, you can drag. You can also like select all and erase kind of thing. You can make the course bigger. So on the bottom where it says S and G, it's basically start and goal. And so you can extend that to make your stage longer, or you can make it really short, like the one we saw earlier with the spikes.
So the one we saw a minute ago would have been just one of those squares down there, but you can go all the way across the entire bar.
Our little dog on the lower right
Uh-huh.
is Undo, and he barks when you do it, which is one of my favorite parts.
Is that Mario's pet dog?
Is it? Is that your headcanon?
I have a DeviantArt where I draw Mario's family. That's not true.
I'm looking it up after this. The rocket ship is how you undo all.
Yeah.
And then what's also really cool, and we might see it in a second, is actually, Sarah, can we see you jump off a ledge? Do you have any ledges? There we go. Yeah. All right, so now what we can do is we can actually see where Mario was.
Wow.
And what's useful with that is, say that you're placing blocks, say that you want to make a level where it's got some really hard jumping challenges. And you want to make it so you just barely make each jump. Like you saw some of those in the Nintendo World Championships, right? So what you can do is you can let Mario fall or whatever, and you can track where he was. So you can see exactly where you want to place a block or an enemy
His little
to make that jump
trajectory.
perfect.
Yeah. So now can you decide if you want Mario to start small or big and,
I know that you can put mushrooms on him to
you can
make
put
him
mushrooms on
you
him.
can I'm clothed in mushrooms.
Cloaked in mushroom cloaks
You could
confirmed.
also, of course, put a mushroom in a question block,
Yep.
like right at the beginning. You can
But
do
why would you do that when you can shove it with
whatever.
fish? Why would you ever do it? Just fill
No,
it with
right,
fish.
yeah. So she's also messing with coins a little bit, and you might be like, well, if I'm just playing one stage, what's the use of coins, right? Because in a regular Mario game, you collect coins and get 1-ups, right?
Yeah.
And that's useful because you're playing an entire world. Well,
What?
coins
That's a weird gun.
right. Coins are useful when you're playing what's called 10 Mario mode and 100 Mario mode. And
100?
we're not going into too many details, but basically what they are is you have either 10 or 100 Marios, and you have to get through a set number of stages with that set number of lives. And so that's where coins come in handy. So say, for example, you're playing 100 Mario mode, and you've got, like, however many stages it is. Let's just say 15 for whatever's sake. And you might want to put in coins into your stage, even if maybe it's really hard, so that somebody who's playing it can get a 1-up, so they, in case they lose a life playing that mode, they can keep playing. Or if you want to be a jerk, you can put no coins in your stage.
She just ripped that little Koopa Troopa's wings off.
Oh, snap.
That's insane.
Yeah, you
Why
can
would
add
you do
wings
that's
to
animal
stuff.
cruelty.
Uh-oh.
So collecting coins is a big part of this game. Are there unlockables and stuff like that? Did you start with this entire tool set open to you?
Let's see.
You're not going to say anything, are you? This is
It comes out in
unbelievable.
September, so there's still a few things that we're kind of like letting your imagination run with itself.
Don't let that happen.
Right, because Mario has a
DeviantArt.
dog. Yeah, Mario's a dog. Your DeviantArt.
Look, I'm giving him a dog in my canon. I don't care what you say.
Okay, yeah.
He gets a dog. Luigi gets a dog.
Right.
What about Wario and Waluigi? Are they uncles? I don't know how long I'll have you. I need to ask you everything
Let's
I can.
decide. What do you want them to be?
I want them to be their uncles.
Okay. In
Yes!
your headcanon. What else do you want to see? What should we make?
I want to see more insane levels where people die.
Should we go back to Course World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Course World.
Let's go back to Course World.
So all of these levels are playable here at E3 right now.
I believe that most of these are, yeah. So if you go over to the booth, there's that huge section. Corey's over there. Corey's my best bud, and he's showing everybody the game and walking them through some cool stages. So let's see the right pipe. This one isn't super hard, but it's really well designed.
Yeah, so this is kind of inspired by the stages we saw in Super Mario 3, World 7, where there's all crazy pipes everywhere. It's kind of like Portal.
So I don't think originally there was an arrow there, because I remember testing this stage.
Oh, really?
And I'm pretty sure that I selected every pipe except the one that the arrow is pointing to. But I think there were so many of us that were like, we don't know what pipe to go down.
You're like, please help us.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Follow the arrow. Oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
The
Oh, wow,
little
so you get
post?
Miiverse help there.
Yeah, so you can choose to get Miiverse posts to show up on your stage. So say, for example, you're playing a really hard stage.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know what to do. I hate this game. I'm breaking half, right? You can choose to have those Miiverse comments pop up.
Yeah.
And give you tips, or like, oh, there's a 1-up that way, or a mushroom that way, or there's a whatever that way, or careful, there's an enemy coming up. You had a question.
I was going to ask you earlier about all the Mario villains that were drowning in that level, but we'll get back to that.
Oh, okay,
They didn't look okay. They looked like those Goombas were twirling. They were breathing. I shouldn't worry about them.
The Goombas in the water?
Yeah, they're just...
That is one of my absolute favorite things.
It's really
they're
cool.
just kind of like floating.
Or the Sea Wiggler. I don't know if
they're
you're
not
him.
blinking, so you're like, are they dead? Are
If
they?
he doesn't have a name, you can call him that. The River Wiggler.
The Sea Wiggler.
Sounds so gross. So obviously,
good.
like this is just completely insane.
Yeah.
We're getting a ton of coins here too,
Yeah.
which is cool. That piranha plant's in a little prison. That's really just to show you that you can lock up an enemy in this game.
Yeah,
'Cause why not?
It's some of the favorite things that I really like about level design is just like I would never have thought to put an enemy in kind of like a little aesthetic prison.
Right.
Because when I throw enemies in, I'm just like, that's the only thing I know how to do. Just put in enemies.
Yeah, you just make
I
a big
wouldn't
box
think, like,
and throw them in there, right?
Make an aquarium,
For Sea Wigglers.
for Sea Wiggler.
Yeah. So
River Wigglers.
this is getting infinitely more insane by the second. We just
Yeah.
got through a section which had a bunch of chain chomps hanging on a wire.
Right.
And now, man, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see.
Oh, the Sea Wiggler.
Yeah, there he is. Or
He
she.
seemed okay.
It's very cool to see original Mario levels kind of in widescreen like this, by the way, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Are you dating yourself back to standard size
Yes.
televisions?
Yes, very, very, very old televisions.
Back in my day.
Man, so Super Mario Maker
Yeah.
looks insane. It got a new title this week, Super Mario Maker.
Super Mario Maker.
Because Mario Maker it just didn't really nail.
It was kind of a tentative.
Yeah.
So we're going with super because it makes you feel super.
So ladies and gentlemen, this is Super Mario Maker. I really just want to shut down the whole show and just keep playing it, but they're telling me we have to show other games. I think that's ridiculous. I'm Brian Altano, this is Allison Rapp. Keep watching IGN all day long. We have so much more to show you.